Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some new product launches, some new products that I've either received or just went out and picked up on my own within the past month. I would definitely say none of these products are over 2 months old, so they're relatively new. And what I thought I would do is just sit down and share with you guys and let you know if they've been working for me or if they haven't exactly been my favorite. And I really enjoy videos like this because when new products come out, I feel like a lot of people just flock regardless of if there's been, talk about it not being a good product or vice versa. I just feel like, since it's new, a lot of people just want to go out and get it. So hopefully I will give you some insight and some opinions on each product. I think I have, around 10 to share with you guys, and they range from face, eyes, and lips. So let's go ahead and get started. I tried to curl my hair like Tinny Panosian's Garnier stylist did in her Snapchat the other day. She had a guy doing her hair and he was making beach waves by adding bends in her hair with a straightener, and I tried to do that to my hair today. The odds were not my favor, you guys. They were not. This first product is actually the foundation I'm wearing right now, and I'm just going to tell you guys, I was prepared to give this product a 2 to 3 star rating before I actually found out that it could be used as a foundation. And it's the Becca Multitasking Perfecting Powders. Now, I do realize these have been out at Ulta for quite some time, but Becca is just now sending them out as PR, so I feel like Becca is just now getting ready to present them as far as social media goes. So if you do have this, I realize it's probably the least newest product I'm going to talk about today, but it's new to me and I feel like it's still fairly new. So this, let me just give you a little background info on this. I have the info card right here, and it says that it can be used for on-the-go touch-ups, to highlight and contour, setting concealer, finishing powder, and also medium to full coverage foundation. So when I read this, I completely missed the part where it said it could be used as a powder foundation, and I was just using this to set my face. And it was okay. I just, I didn't really love it. I thought it was a little heavy to be a setting powder. And after I reread and saw that you could use it as powder foundation, I was like, that's probably why. So I actually sat down this morning and I was like, I am going to use this as powder foundation. And I used the shades Fair and Light. I used Fair underneath my eyes and to highlight my face with, and I used Light for the rest of the outer parts of my face. And I was pretty dang impressed, you guys. I'm just going to say that this is probably the first pressed powder foundation that offers luminosity. My Bare Pro foundation that is completely matte, MAC Studio Fix powder, completely matte. I have never found a pressed powder foundation that just has a nice luminous glow to it. So that is all I'm wearing on my face today, minus a little bit of cream concealer. But this as a powder foundation is awesome. It goes on very smooth, it doesn't feel heavy, and you get a little bit of glow on your face. The only downside to this product is it is very, very, very small. And I have a hard time believing that this little compact could last for over, if you use this religiously as your powder foundation every single day, I feel like this would probably last you a month, maybe 2 months. It is only, 0.2 ounces. So compared to a regular Becca powder, this is the size difference. So I think this is the same size as what the cream highlighter is and the blushes are, but you can see the size difference. So the only critique I would give this is, I feel like if these do start becoming popular, oh my god, if these do start becoming popular, I think it would be great if Becca could make them in a larger size. Oh, also another thing, there are only 7 shades available in this range, but I will say Becca did a good job of correlating shades that I really feel like can work for a lot of skin tones. And I want to show you guys the darkest color because it is dark. I mean, you normally do not find powder foundations this dark. So I applaud Becca for, making a shade that will fit the deepest of skin tones. And the fairest shade, I'm going to do swatches so you guys can see, but just to give you shade comparison from start to end. They did a pretty good job. The next product is also a new launch from Becca, and it's the Aqua Luminous Concealers. I've had this for the entire month of September, I believe, and I've used these on several occasions, and I'm just going to be totally honest. I really do feel like these are just light coverage concealers. I didn't really find that they offered a lot of coverage, for me at least. They didn't cover my freckles, and that's one thing that's pretty much the only thing I want to cover if I'm doing a full coverage look, and I just didn't find these to be that full coverage. Also, the applicator, it doesn't really pick up a lot of product, so you're constantly having to go back in and pick up more product to reapply. If there's like light shining on my face right now, I'm sorry. I mean, I have every reflective thing on my desk possible right now, so I feel like there's like some reflections going on. I'm sorry. I don't think that this is a bad concealer because I didn't find it to settle into fine lines, wrinkles, and it looked pretty. It just was not that full coverage. But if you are the type of person who likes a lighter coverage concealer, then you may enjoy this. I'm going to stick with the concealer theme and move into the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Concealer. I've had a couple people ask me to test out the foundation that matches this, the Studio Skin foundation. I have a sample of it, but it's my tan shade, so I'm going to have to wait till I do put my self tan on again. But I did decide to pick this up on a whim one day at Sephora because when I swatched it on the back of my hand, it seemed really nice. And let me just tell you, I've never really been a huge fan of Smashbox products, especially, well, face products, especially when it comes to concealers. I remember I bought their BB concealer cream, BB concealer stick, and it was the worst. It was the first product, let's just say, that I ever took back to Sephora. It was so crepey and disgusting, like it was disgusting underneath my eyes. So when I swatched this in Sephora, I actually thought it was a great consistency. It seemed to be a nice satin finish, although I do believe on the website it's supposed to be a matte finish. And after testing this out for a few weeks, I do like this concealer. I would definitely say it's more on like just the medium coverage side. Again, I don't think this is super full coverage, but doesn't settle into my fine lines. It does have just a nice natural finish to it, and I honestly can't say anything bad about it. I'm not going to totally rave about it, but I'm wearing it today. I did wear a little bit underneath my eyes just to give some more coverage underneath there, and it's pretty good. That's my conclusion on this concealer. I can't say I hate it. Can't say I'm absolutely in love with it. Next up is a foundation from Clinique, which I have already reviewed on my channel, but in case you guys missed it, I just thought I would throw a brief synopsis into this video, and it's the Clinique Super Balanced Silk Foundation. The reason I wanted to talk about this again is because I believe it is a 100% dupe for Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and the reason I have just been, talking about this so much and praising it is because I've tried Armani Luminous Silk, and for $64, it should perform much better than what it did for me. I could never get it to stay on my face. It almost had this slip to it to where it would fall off constantly. It looked awful within like 30 minutes of me wearing it. It also oxidized on me really bad. So when I got the Super Balanced Silk in, I was pleasantly surprised that it had the really pretty finish that Armani had, except it lasts on my skin. It doesn't slip off, and it just has this weightless feel to it. It is completely weightless on your skin. It has a nice medium, depending on your skin type, to full coverage. And I'm just impressed with this. This is just a lovely foundation. And if you're curious to know what it looks like on me, again, I did do a full review and photos and things of that nature. For $25, it is an exact dupe, in my opinion, for Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. And you could buy 2 bottles of this foundation and it still would not equal the amount that you would pay for 1 bottle of Luminous Silk. So if you're a fan of Armani Luminous Silk, keep that in mind and test this out and see what you think for yourself. This is one of the products that I'm not 100% positive if it's been released yet, but it's part of Urban Decay's holiday collection, and it's the Illuminated Trio. So this comes with 3 highlighting / bronzing powders, and I was very excited when I saw this. Now, after I swatched it, of course I swatched it before I applied it to my skin, I was kind of iffy. I just felt like especially this color in the middle here was a little chunky as far as the glitter goes, and also the peachy color on the end. I'm just going to tell you guys, I will never wear this again. This was, and I hate to be so cruel about it, but that's how strongly I feel. This was the worst highlighting product I have ever put on my skin. And I'm not just talking about one of these. All 3 looked terrible on me. But if I'm being more specific, this middle shade right here, it's called, what is that called? Oasis. It's got a nice little stripy pattern, looks gorgeous. The glitter chunks it's just unreal in these products, all of them, but especially in this one in the middle. So I also use the shimmery bronze color to bronze my skin, and I'm okay with shimmer being in my bronzers, but oh, my face, I went outside and my face just looked like I had put craft glitter all over. It was not appealing. It looked awful. And I also found these powders to be really dry. Now, I did do a blog post over these, and I got several people who either messaged me on Snapchat or commented there saying that the formulation of Urban Decay's illuminators or highlighters normally is pretty chunky as far as the glitter goes. I don't know. I've never tried any in the past. I was just so disappointed in this palette. This is another product from the Urban Decay holiday collection, and it's the Liquid Moondust eyeshadows. Now, I will just go ahead and tell you, I did enjoy these. These are super pretty. I think that they are, they're very similar to the Urban Decay metal glitters, except these are just more metallic. They don't actually have like chunks of glitter in them. They just have a nice metallic finish. And I was really impressed with these. I thought that it was a great spin-off of their Moondust line and a great addition. And they have really fun shades, also a couple wearable shades, and they're also super easy to apply. The applicator on them is nice and skinny. There are a couple that aren't as pigmented as others. Of course, I'm going to include swatches, but overall I thought that these were really gorgeous, especially if you do enjoy doing really fun, out of the box looks. I think that these would be worth the money, and I think that you could also use them for a day-to-day look too. The more subtle colors, of course. The last 2 products are from Makeup Forever, and these were sent to me I think 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit over 2 weeks. The first thing is the Pro Sculpting Brow Palette, and this, when I got this in the mail, I was super excited because I love the packaging on it. So you have, mine is in the shade 1. I'll list down below how many shades this comes in. I want to say it doesn't exceed 4, but I received the shade number 1, which is perfect for my hair color and my brow color. So essentially you get 3 brow powders in here, 3 different shades, a wax, and a brow highlighter. Now, I will say that this is very convenient. It's very travel friendly, and the powders, they work great. That I think they are a nice, at least my colors are a nice combo of ashy and warm shades. But I won't say that this is any better than my MAC eyeshadows that I use 24/7. You guys know I use charcoal brown and wedge for my eyebrows most of the time, and these shades in here are almost identical to that. But if you do feel like you're the type of person that loves brow powders and you would benefit from the wax and also highlighter in here, this may be something that you'd be interested in. I use this, I like it, I've been traveling with it, but I wouldn't go as far to say that, oh my gosh, the powders are so much better than, you know, my $3 MAC eyeshadows. By the way, MAC eyeshadows are $6 now. If you have a pro discount, they're $3. So yeah, another product I liked, but again, I would not, you know, completely swoon over. This last product is the Makeup Forever Palette 9 Artist Eyeshadow Palette. I don't know if there's a volume to this. Makeup Forever comes out with so many of these eyeshadow palettes, I feel, so I always lose track on which one is which, but this is just called on the back Palette 9 Artist Shadows. And these are completely matte eyeshadows. Now, just to give you my past opinions on the Artist Shadow booklets, I've never really been a huge fan, especially fans of the glitter or shimmer shades that come in these palettes. I just feel like there's such a difference in the formula of the past artist shadows to their single shadows. Like, I don't feel as if they're the same shadow formula as what the individual artist shadows are, if that makes sense. But when I got this palette in the mail, I was really excited to see that all the shades were matte. I think Makeup Forever does a great job of mixing a nice combo of neutral and also some color in here. And I'm just going to tell you, this is the first artist shadow palette that I have really enjoyed and that I've really been able to get some use out of. So my favorite shades in this palette that I've been using quite a bit are, of course, like the nice cream color here, the nice sand color. This pink is gorgeous. I love this dusty mauve. Like, if I were an eyeshadow, I feel like this would be me. And also this plum fuchsia color up here. These are really the ones I've been focusing on and using a lot. The quality of these are really great. Definitely better from what I would say, again, those shimmer shades in the artist palettes in the past have been. And I did show you guys a little sneak peek of this on my Snapchat, and I got several people questioning me and asking me which Makeup Forever palette this was. So a lot of you guys seemed interested in it, and I do think that it is, as far as shadows go, again, kind of a nice mixture. You have those neutral shades in here, but this would definitely only be for those of you who are really interested in the colors and also only interested in matte eyeshadows. Alright guys, so I think that is all of the products that I had to share with you. Hope I gave you some insight if you were interested in any of these. If you have any questions or if you've tried any of these products and you want to leave your opinion down below, definitely feel free to do that. I realize, you know, just because some of these didn't work for me doesn't mean that you guys won't like them. And again, if you have any questions, leave those as well, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!